Talk about like the wasteful behavior that Americans have fostered over the years. What is the most you've ever made on a flip?
The most I've ever made on a flip is, without question, I'd say
All right, Albert Guillen, jack of all trades, welcome to the show.
thank you for having me, Gabe. I really appreciate it. You are a local staple here, and it goes without saying, if people haven't seen the video for themselves, to check it out. You really are a presence here locally, and so it's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you, appreciate it. So I wanted to have a conversation with you because we only met a few days ago. I was getting rid of some stuff, and then I had learned that you actually flip people's garbage, turn it into cash. So tell me about it, because I feel like this is something that a lot of people can relate to, especially in New Mexico. A lot of people, we have a super high unemployment rate. So a lot of people are living off of their side gigs, such as yourself.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, garbage to cash is something that I have made now a full-time living for about 15 years. And ironically, it's interesting that you bring up, unemployment, things like that. It is, I think, of the utmost importance to kind of have something on the side that you can fall back on in the event that you may not have that traditional employment offered to you.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that I am experiencing that. And so you just have to make the most of what you have, right? And a lot of people don't understand the scope of what someone who is unemployed goes through. So just talk about what your day-to-day life is like.
Well, it starts with the attitude, and it's interesting that, you even bring up the fact that it's kind of a new experience for yourself. I think that every day I wake up wanting more than I currently have at that particular time, but myself, never more than I need. So I think the balance from work to my personal life comes from the satisfaction I get every day when I turn garbage to cash. And just to kind of let the viewers know, I was actually doing a side gig. I was delivering food at a DoorDash, and wouldn't you know, I had the opportunity to drive past a receptacle, a garbage bin, and there was a bunch of cool stuff there. And I tell my followers all the time, my subs on YouTube, that literally I find things, whether it's at my apartment complex or whether I'm out doing deliveries. And so, finding an article, something that has value, of tangible value, and that you can resell on a third-party website like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace is just another sort of skill that you can have to feel empowered and to have that attitude that you need to stay balanced.
Yeah.
I mean, typical employment or traditional employment rather, is something a lot of people do, but yes, gig employment is definitely different, but doable.
You look really sharp today. Are these things that you've thrifted or found or?
You're a smart guy, Gabe. Seriously, and I live, part of what I sell, my brand is myself. I often, every single day, tell all my subs that that's what it is. And all of the items that you see on me here have been thrifted. Nice. And or found. And so we live near an apartment complex that's luxury apartments. And so there are times where nice items are left outside of apartments or the bins of the garbage sometimes. And, I'm a lucky guy, and I don't believe in spending money that you don't have to spend, especially because you've been given an opportunity to be free of that by finding stuff. Oh. So everything you see, the socks, the shoes, the prices, I know, not because I'm obsessive compulsive, but because I just got a good memory. But anything and everything on me, nothing is more than $8.
Wow.
So yeah, I take real good pride in all of this. Yes, sir.
Very cool. And then just talking about how we met, I was moving out of my last apartment complex, so I was getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and they were designer items, as you know, even a Lululemon studio mirror, which retails for about $2,000. You made some cash off of that. So talk about that experience.
So, and that's a concrete example and some empirical evidence and, a testament as why I've been invited on your lovely show here today. And I think what happened is I was given an opportunity. I met you, you were in the process of moving and you had posted the Lululemon mirror yourself. You're a busy guy. I often encounter this with other colleagues or clients of mine, and it feels nice to drive 11 miles from my apartment to deliver some Krispy Kreme donuts on a $6 tip, and to come out ahead an additional $75, because we'll let the viewers know that within 48 hours of you giving me that mirror, I was able to sell it on Facebook Marketplace for $150. So again, win, win, win. You paid $1,200 for it. You were going to get rid of it. You wanted it to go somewhere. And as a result of that, I got $75 richer because we split it 50-50. And so it was a good experience.
Very nice. And then list out all the side gigs you have right now, because you've mentioned that you're an Uber driver too, and talk about what you're all doing.
Okay, so I have an Uber account where I'm working real hard to sort of get platinum status, as it would be. I know that a lot of our rideshare viewers can collectively relate to that rideshare side gig hustle life. So I Uber, I also do DoorDash, and my main sort of niche is literally finding items at the thrift store and then reselling them. Now, because I have probably close to 2 decades of selling online, I can quickly discern what has value, what I can flip in a day, what is, as of this moment, and we'll let the viewers know, you gave me a few other items amongst the Lululemon app, which, by the way, so that Gabe, and all of our viewers know, the best part of doing what I do is finding homes for these objects. So yeah, we may have each got $75, but that Lululemon mirror is sitting beside a Christmas tree being waited to being unwrapped as a young girl's Christmas present. And that's all true. And so I think those kinds of things are very tangible for me. I'll go to Savers and spend $10, and depending on if I want the $10 back that day or if I can sit on it for a little while, I'll put it in my eBay store or I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that's definitely good to hear. I'm glad that it's going to a good home. And that's something that not a lot of us, or a lot of us, take for granted, right? Is we have all of our material things, but then we're so easy to just get rid of them all. I mean, in my case personally, I was just trying to get rid of as much as I could in a short period of time, but that means literally a gift for someone else. So talk about the wasteful behavior that Americans have fostered over the years.
In a positive light, I think we can both kind of collectively, and all of us at home can, say that at some point or another, we've either ourselves been a culprit of, hoarding or things of that nature, and the just general waste that I feel America has sometimes is often contemporary and has meaning in its resale value. I feel like now more than ever, with Gen Z and Alpha and Millennial leading the way, upcycling is a huge trend. Pop-up shops are trending. I'd say that what's trending is being logical and going to thrift stores and buying good clothes there and not having to be wasteful in that you go out to the department stores and buy a $65 polo that you're going to wear, maybe tomorrow because it's Thanksgiving, and then not see it again. Whereas you can take that same $65, buy a whole wardrobe of polo shirts and be set for the whole season.
And obviously doing what you do is a hustle, right? So just talk about the grind, and is it reasonable to live off of what you make with your side hustles?
It is. It's very reasonable. It's not for the faint of heart as it is. Again, there's always a gamble. There's a gamble when you accept a traditional job and you decide to focus your entire livelihood on a career. So I've learned that I'd rather gamble on myself, and that's what's proven to be best for me, and that's been my experience.
What is the most you've ever made on a flip?
Oh boy, the most I've ever made on a flip is, without question, I'd say recently we were able to sell a VHS copy of an original movie called Cybernator, and our viewers can check this out. It's a cult classic in the horror genre, and it was Cybernator 2. We sold that to a private collector who was an IG influencer for $250, and
Wow.
we paid anywhere from 2 to 5 cents for that particular tape. So our margins are where we find the greatest amount of potential, and it never really is high end. Although I'll be quick and say that 2025, some of my best ideas for people out there to get some quick cash, either short term or even moreover long term, are sealed VHS tapes. So a hot topic, and I know this is a trendy topic because we have people like Pete Weiss talking about how he purchased 5,000 sealed copies of VHS tapes so that he could send to get graded. I guess what I'm saying, Gabe, is that currently in our inventory, after we have some of it graded, I can safely tell you that we'll turn 2 to 5 cents into $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
So the jump from 2 to 5 cents and 250 to 5 to 10,000 is pretty remarkable, and it's something that will happen. It's just we got to get them graded and so forth.
Yeah, and I mean, just a rough estimate altogether throughout the years that you've been doing this, about how much in total have you made flipping trash to cash?
Trash to cash collectively, both eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, LetGo, beta platforms that involved selling items before they became apps. It's safe to say that I've generated over $500,000
Wow.
in net profit. I'd have to say that with confidence, we've probably grossed closer to $1 million. I'm 37 now, so I started doing this kind of work about 16 years ago. The last time I had a full-time job was actually, I was a junior undergraduate college here at the University of New Mexico main campus. Go Lobos. Everyone's a Lobo. Woof, woof, woof. We all know here that Gabe is a Sun Devil, and that's okay. We're neighbors. We're friends. Actually, I have connections down there too, all of our other companies and so forth. So yeah, it's fun. And
Yeah, and real quick, for those just looking to start to do what you do, what would be the best websites or mediums to sell what they find?
okay, so if you're looking for quick cash and it really, you want a safer experience, I definitely say that Facebook Marketplace is quickly turning into, dare I say, in my opinion, one of the more relevant things that people currently still do on Facebook. And it's interesting because there has to be some applicable usage for Facebook, and I find that the majority, I would say, of all users not only go to just throw some stuff on their wall, but actually go, in fact, now, as it would be in the 90s, sort of a classified section. So if you're looking for a safe experience, and Facebook and Meta thereby provides a pretty safe experience, in that there's a couple of things you always want to look out for. You always want to check out a person's profile. Yeah. You always want to make sure that if it doesn't sound right, you want to get voice confirmation. Those are just a couple of things. But Facebook Marketplace is going to be the best place to turn your hoard of spring cleaning items into some quick cash. And if you're looking for some more stable income and you have some space and a little bit of money to invest, I'd say under $100 or so, start an eBay store. This is something that people 24 years ago decided to do, and let me tell you, those people are living very comfortably. They live a very different life. Obviously, it's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of people who've made a real good career out of reselling things on eBay. So eBay, Facebook Marketplace. If you're feeling super cringe and you're a little bit older, to all my boomers, definitely check out Craigslist. But that's always the same. And I joke, but Craigslist is ironically one of the dynasty companies, as it would be. It's been around forever. So
for sure. And then one last personal question: what has all of these side gigs and side hustles done for you personally in your life? What would you be doing otherwise?
Literally, otherwise, probably nothing. Now, the most intrinsic value I've received in the last 15 years or so is not just the self-empowerment, because that's just not my thing, but seeing the people. Gabe, I'm a people person, and I can't tell you all the stories of how meaningful some of these gigs are. So, they might just be side gigs, but you could be giving an elderly woman a ride to see her healthcare provider over at a neighborhood clinic a day before Thanksgiving. And yeah, that's a true story. Every single day I'm touched by people's experiences in life, and I find that doing the side gigs allows me an opportunity to really connect with those people that matter the most to me. And the people that matter the most to me are the people in my community, people like yourself.
All right, well said, Albert Guillen. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Gabe, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Don't forget to hit the like button. It really lets me know what kind of content you want. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell notifications so you're notified each time I post a new video. Again, thanks for joining me here on Off Air, your source for no nonsense news.